Alright, good morning. Today I'm showing you a hint into my personal life where I talk about Linux with people that also don't know much about Linux. So, this is a common argument you'll see from people that talk about Debian stable, is they'll say, it's not out of date, it's just stable, and this is kind of incorrect. I've already made a video, I think, called Debian stale, where I talk about how their shit is so out of date that it's like barely usable and you have to run everything as a Flatpak. But and obviously people will say, but it runs fine on my server. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. But desktop is not a fucking server. You need different software, and the desktop software needs to be more up to date than the server software. You can't just backport security shit and expect everything to work, everything's like relies on newer versions of shit. So, but now because people had kind of lied to me a bit about Pop! OS. They said, "Oh, their kernel's new, so that must mean that all their packages are new." And I didn't really get that. You won't notice it on your screen right here, but I am actually on Cache OS right now because Pop! OS was way too fucking old. I mean, like my games weren't running; it was that old. And they supposedly have fixed the bug I was having where if I turn off my display, I just lose everything in like a hard lock and Cosmic. But that won't be out until Alpha 6 or the beta comes out. So this is just me replying to somebody. Basically, he made that same argument about Debian but about Pop! OS, and this doesn't make any sense. You can't say that Pop! OS is stable anymore because their LTS was supposed to release last year. And the problem with that is if you don't update your LTS, a lot of your packages, like your core packages, like your glibc, might remain out of date. And that's what was happening to me. I was like, why won't my app image launch? And it said it was missing glibc. And I was like, what the fuck? I have glibc. And it turns out that Pop! OS's version of glibc is like ancient now, compared to what it's supposed to be, because glibc updates a lot, And if you don't have the newest glibc, you're probably gonna have trouble launching launching app images, running applications and all that. So yeah, and I was like, oh geez. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I can deal without this app image. I'll just go play Warhammer. I've got Warhammer Dark Tide up on my screen right now, but you can't see it. And the game would just crash whenever I got into a match. And I was like, what the fuck, why? This worked on other distributions, why doesn't it work on here? And I realized, oh, it's because my shit's out of date. Alright, got tired. But yeah, it's too out of date to play games now. So the games aren't working, my applications aren't working. So I'm like, this is beyond stable now. This is now just a year out of date. Which is fine, if you want to use something that out of date, but I'm just waiting on Cosmic to get finished because until then I can't really recommend Pop! OS because you're gonna run into so many so many issues that you won't run into on Linux Mint. And that's a shame, because I did talk about this before and I told people about this. I said, yeah, there's no way in hell that their packages are up to date. They're on an LTS that's so old it's on phase 2 of support. And people swore to me up and down. They said, no, no, it's got new packages, don't worry about it. And I installed it, and guess what? The packages were really out of date. Even compared to like Debian stable. That's how out of date we're talking. So yeah, Pop! OS, fun times. Now you get to see my little screenshot of my Discord. So yeah, do not listen to these people. If you ever come across somebody like this, just don't listen to them because they are, I don't know what the fuck you would call them, but retard is probably the best word for it. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks.